how to fix your dying Google Ads account, or how to just make your account amazing. Hi, I'm Nadalin from Market Lead, and today's video is just a simple checklist on what you should be doing or implementing in your Google Ads account now and for the rest of the year, and maybe even for the rest of the life of your advertising account, just to ensure ongoing success no matter what. Now, I run a lot of Google Ads account. I work with huge enterprise clients. I spend millions of dollars a month personally. I actually spend it with my own fingers. So these are based on things that I know based on real experience, direct experience, not stuff online that I'm rehashing here right now. So let's go through this list. If your business's account is dying or going really poor, or you're actually just wanting it to go significantly better, let's go through the steps that will help you get there now. Number one, which I spoke about in my last video, is probably check in on who's managing your account. Most of the time, the pure success of the whole advertising account will come down to the exact person who's managing or running the account. If you haven't been happy with the results, change who's running it. If you're running it in an agency, ask them for another specialist. If you're not happy at running yourself, contact me at Market Lead and we can talk to you about your Google Ads account and your advertising and your landing pages, but I'm not going to do a pitch right now. Basically, the biggest thing that I've seen over the whole time of advertising is success comes down to who's running the account. It's not the strategy, it's not all the other things. Who's running the account is the key determining factor, because they will implement the strategy, they'll make decisions in the account, they'll be adjusting things and making recommendations. It starts and ends who specifically is running the account, not the agency, not the manager, the specific person managing that account as well. So be cautious if your agency is offshoring it overseas, because even if they've got a good strategist, the person who's actually running the account has more influence than the actual person dictating the strategy as well. Number two, speak about this all the time, but just check on this. If your account isn't going well, just check your conversion tracking. Always do a double check. Anytime our clients' results are going down or they're not looking as good, we do a full conversion tracking audit. So many times in accounts, we see that results are going down purely because the tracking's not there. I reckon about 50% of the time when accounts have dropped, it's not because of something in the account, it's purely the tracking. There are just technical issues, website changes, developers change things, maybe clients change the URL of thank you pages. Go to that point first and always check on that. There's no harm in spending 10, 15 minutes checking conversion tracking, updating it, fixing it, making sure it's aligned with this AI data-driven approach first. Number three, and this is one I speak about a lot, is account structure. Being at Facebook, Google Ads, Microsoft Ads, any advertising platform, account structure is key for the success of your account, which does bring back to that first point of who's running your account. It's really important to ensure that your account structure is set up in a way that's easy to allocate budget, it's easy to see the impression shares or the delivery, and then also it's easy to report on. So many times I work with big enterprise clients that actually have everything lumped into a few campaigns, which is a huge risk for any business, because if you've got one line of business and another line of business, you allocated budgets, but they're in the same campaign, you can't actually measure the performance, allocate budgets, see what the impression shares are, see what the conversion rates are. You've got to dive really deep into the campaigns, do a heap of analysis just to get very simple answers. A very simple structure is have a brand campaign, have a non-brand campaign per business line item, and then just have a remarketing campaign or other competitor campaigns as well. It's really important to really segment your campaigns in different focus areas, different lines of business, or different objectives in the account as well. So account structure is huge. Just by doing that, we can literally turn a new client around from their old account structure to a new one. Cost per conversions usually drop around 50%, and leads will naturally go up as well. The next is settings. Now this kind of blends into the account structure and who's managing it. And again, settings are so crucial and important. The less money you're wasting, the more money you're allocating to things that work. So every time you change the settings or add negative keywords, you're reducing all this wastage. So that is cut off now. So every dollar that was once spent there is now being spent in an area that is known and proven to work. Settings are crucial. Never overlook them. Check them regularly. Google and Facebook do change them regularly. Never overlook or think that the settings are done. Always think that they're done poorly, always check on them. You'll be surprised how much you can save and how much performance you can get from fixing your settings. The next is keyword selection. Obviously, you can get thousands of keywords and hundreds of keywords per lines of business or focus area. The main thing is going after very specific keywords, as I call them, high intent buying keywords or money keywords. By doing this, you're proactively focusing and spending money on keywords that you know that users have a high buying psychology behind. So if you just go after maybe 5, 10, 20 high intent buying keywords, that is better than going after hundreds, because at least you know you are laser focused on things people are specifically looking for that you offer in your business. Keyword selection is so important. If your business is dying, clean out all your keywords, turn everything off. Check your keyword types, turn off your broad match, go back to phrase and exact. Make sure that if you look at the keyword, you go, if someone's looking for this, are they looking to buy right now? If it's a no, turn it off. Just allocate money to things that you know would have a high intent of people buying. The next is budget allocations for campaigns and keywords. So going back to the structure and the keywords, the most important thing in a business is budget allocation or resource allocation, because where you put your money is where you'll get your outcomes. So if you know there are certain campaigns that do get you better results, you want to be spending more money there. Naturally, it's common sense, but there's so many accounts that we see that have shared budget or the budget's the same across the board. But you can see that this campaign, the cost per lead is 70% less, it gets 70% more leads, and the conversion rate is higher. You should be allocating as much money and budget there until it starts having diminishing returns or impression shares too high. The main thing for that area is ultimately just think about allocating resources to the places that actually get results. The same with keywords. If you've got high converting, high money making keywords, pull them out into their own campaign. Make sure that they've got the highest impression share. Allocate budget there. You'll start seeing more success, especially if your account is dying, your business is dying, or you just want to make your account go significantly better. The next two are kind of go hand in hand, which is quality score and CTR. Just make sure that your keywords are relevant, make sure your ads are relevant so you get high CTR, and then your ad copy is relevant, but then looking at the quality score. By just doing slight adjustments on your ad copy, increasing your CTR, and adding keywords to your landing page or website, you push your quality score up. Quality score is such a key factor to make sure that you show more, you show higher, and then you actually pay less. Quality score is overlooked quite often now, and when we do look at accounts, most of the time businesses have like a quality score of 3 or 4. Just by changing some of the keywords, changing some of the ads, and adding keywords to the landing page, you can put that up to the 6 or 7s really fast, which just means that you're paying less for a click. You're actually showing more opportunities, more impressions. You get more opportunities to go after those keywords that actually make you money. The last two kind of go hand in hand, which is so important, is search terms. Check your search terms. Are the search terms actually relevant? Are you adding bad keywords to your negative keyword list? By doing this, by cleaning it out, you actually get the best performance in your account. I'd actually start with any account I work with, I'd check 2 things. 1, the conversion tracking, and 2, the search terms. If those things are off either of them, no matter what else you do, nothing's gonna work. Make sure that your search terms are very specifically related to your business service or offering, or your product service or offering. And the main thing there is that by doing that, cleaning that out over time, you'll just be spending more and more money on things that actually are relevant to you. If things aren't relevant to you, you're never gonna get results. If you get the best traffic to the worst page, you'll get results. If you have the worst traffic to the best page, you'll very rarely get results. Business accounts, Google Ads accounts live and die by the search term report. Fix that and you'll fix the whole account. And then ultimately, the last part is the frequency of optimizations. How often are you scheduling in optimizations on the account? Daily, weekly, monthly? There's no written rule. The main thing is just always having an optimization plan, always having a list. You could have just gone through this whole list that I've just gone through, and that could be it. Checking your search terms, checking your quality scores, checking your CTRs, checking the structure, checking the settings, checking the conversion tracking. Doing that once per week would get you ahead of probably about 90% of advertisers on Google, because most people set and forget. And set and forget does work some of the times, but when your business is dying, you do not have the luxury of that. You need intensity over your account, focusing, going depth, and going back to number 1, you need the right person doing that for your business. So I'll leave it there. If you got any questions, please let me know. But remember, like, comment, subscribe, but most importantly, share.